It's the year 2025. You're probably watching this video because you survived the first 2 years of the Mayan prediction and you're wondering if it's safe to take down that bunker you've been building in your backyard. Don't worry, science has your back, and by science I mean me. And let me tell you, 2025 will be a great year unless you live near one of these places, because then it will probably suck. The reason is that this part of our planet called the Ring of Fire is particularly prone to earthquakes and volcanoes, and this year we are due for some serious seismic rumblings. But before I tell you exactly where and why, let's just remind ourselves of how the world works. This outer ring of Earth's continents is surrounded by tectonic plates that shuffle around on the surface like a shuffled deck of cards, and the shuffling is really intense here in the Ring of Fire. These plates are moving faster than anywhere else on Earth, which means they're more likely to get stuck on each other, and that causes stress to build up, which in turn releases energy as sudden movements, and those are the earthquakes. Some of these plates are moving apart, some are colliding, and some are sliding past each other, and they're all doing it at different speeds. The Pacific plate is sliding northwest towards Asia at about 7 centimeters per year, but the Philippine plate is moving southeast at 6 centimeters per year. They get stuck on each other and create an immense amount of stress, enough to cause an earthquake with a magnitude of 8 or higher every 400 years or so. We had one in 1544, then another one in 1934, and the next one is overdue. This is the most dangerous place to live on Earth because we have no warning when one of these big ones will hit. It just happens. So what happens is that stress builds up over hundreds of years until finally the rocks break and slip suddenly. That sudden release of energy radiates outward from the point of rupture in waves of force. Those waves travel through the Earth and they shake everything in their path. It's kind of like dropping a pebble into a pond. The energy spreads out in concentric circles. The waves come up to the surface and make the ground shake. The closer you are to the center of the ripples, the more intense the shaking will be. We measure the strength of an earthquake with something called the Richter scale. It's a logarithmic scale, which means each whole number represents 10 times more energy than the number below it. So, a magnitude 6 earthquake is 10 times stronger than a magnitude 5 and 100 times stronger than a magnitude 4. Most earthquakes are pretty small, but occasionally one will register a 7 or higher on the Richter scale, and those can do some damage. Earthquakes of magnitude 8 or higher only happen about once a year somewhere on Earth, and they're usually pretty remote. Like last year, there was a magnitude 8.2 earthquake in the Bering Sea. The closest city was Anchorage, Alaska, which was about 1,600 kilometers away. But every few years, one of these big ones hits somewhere unfortunate. In 2011, a magnitude 9 earthquake off the coast of Japan generated a devastating tsunami that killed almost 16,000 people. In 2004, a magnitude 9.1 earthquake in the Indian Ocean triggered a tsunami that killed over 227,000 people in 14 countries. In 1960, a magnitude 8.5 earthquake in Chile generated a tsunami that killed 61 people in 15 countries. The worst one ever was in 1960 in Chile, where a magnitude 9.5 earthquake caused a tsunami that killed 1,758 people in 22 countries. But 2025 is shaping up to be particularly bad because there are 3 places in the Ring of Fire where the conditions are ripe for a big one this year. First, there's New Zealand. It's right on the edge of the Australian plate, which is moving toward the Pacific plate, and they get stuck on each other all the time. But it's been a while since a big one hit. The last major one was in 2010. It registered 7.1 on the Richter scale, and it killed 7 people and caused $2 billion in damages. Since then, stress has been building up, and scientists think it could release suddenly at any moment. Second, there's the island of Taiwan, which sits between 2 plates that are sliding past each other, the Philippine plate and the Eurasian plate. These 2 plates are moving at different speeds and in different directions. The Eurasian plate is moving almost directly north, but the Philippine plate is moving southeast. Scientists don't know exactly what the friction is like between these 2 plates, but they think that it's enough to cause a big earthquake eventually. The last major one here was in 1999, a magnitude 7.6 earthquake that killed over 2,000 people and caused $18 billion in damages. It's been a while since then, but it could happen again at any time. Third, there's the Mariana Islands, a U.S. territory in the western Pacific Ocean. This is where the Pacific Plate and the Philippine Plate meet, and they're moving at very different speeds. The Pacific Plate is moving northwest at about 7 centimeters per year, but the Philippine Plate is moving southeast at 6 centimeters per year. Stress is building up along the edge of the Pacific Plate because of the difference in speed, and scientists think it could release suddenly at any moment. So now you know what you can blame when 2025 sucks. Thanks, science. Hey, did you know that there's a way to get all the science interactives on our website without ads or behind a paywall? Well, there is. It's a new platform built by and for independent educational creators like us as an alternative to commercial platforms. You get access to over 1,000 interactives from all your favorite educational creators like MinuteEarth. And it's not just interactives. You can also find original series like SciShow Space's The Why Files, which takes you on a deep dive into the mysteries of our universe, or watch SciShow Tangent solve real science problems with experiments and explain how the science behind them works. There's also tons of original content you won't find anywhere else, like this interactive story from MinuteEarth that puts you in the middle of a coral reef and challenges you to keep the reef alive. The best part is that everything on Nebula is available without ads or a paywall, and you're helping us stay independent by signing up.